Astrology is pretty popular these days, but most people think of just their sun sign, which is what your horoscope is based off of. But there is so much more to who you are when looking at astrology. So, when you look at your birth chart, it is where the planets were at your exact time of birth. And the sun is just one of the many different elements. And when you look at your birth chart, you gain lots of different insights about all areas of your life, from your skills, your challenges, to potential um, growth opportunities, businesses to start, ideal career path, family dynamics, romantic relationships, the best types of people to connect with to help you in your journey. And there's just so much to unpack. And looking at your sun sign is just one part of the puzzle of the pie. To really understand who you are, most astrologers will tell you to look at your sun, moon, and rising. This is the astrological triad, your big three. The sun is your personality, it's who you are, your ego. The moon is your inner world, how you process emotions, and what you need to feel safe and nourished. Your rising sign is how people view you and how you view the world. So, with your sun, moon, and rising, it paints a general picture of who you are. Now, as you look at other planets like Mars, how you take leadership, how you take action, Mercury, communication, Saturn shows you, the responsibilities and different things you need to be learning, challenges you have to move through as you mature. North Node tells you about your purpose, your life lessons. They start to build on top of one another, play between each other as well. And so there's many layers to your birth chart and to understanding who you are. So just looking at your sun is not enough to really understand all the powerful insights that astrology has to offer. I like to focus on career astrology because I have found astrology to be so powerful and helping me understand the next steps in my career and helping me in my business as well. So, career astrology, first and foremost, I share about who you are because you have to understand your desires, your values before we even talk about career. Because anytime there is a conflict, uncertainty, there are questions, that means something within you, part of your personality, part of your identity is shifting or needs to get unearthed, uncovered. There needs to be more understanding of who you are so that you can make a better career decision for yourself, which is why when I do a career astrology reading, I always start with your sun, moon, and rising. Oftentimes, I have found that people just need to connect with their emotions, with their intuition, and really trusting themselves, listening to that inner voice, and things will start to fall into place. But first, you really have to understand who you are, and it can be very difficult to just do that work. So, astrology provides a beautiful tool for self reflection, personal and professional growth. And honestly, I think it makes these harder subjects, doing the inner work, quote unquote, so much easier. So if you haven't looked into astrology to help you heal, to help you on your spiritual journey, your career, I really recommend you do so. And, where do you start? If you know your placements, if you have one of those astrology apps, or you've downloaded your free career astrology report from my website, yoursaturn.com, I invite you to look at Saturn to understand the different challenges that you will face and where you'll be pushed to grow. And your North Node, which tells you about the life lessons you'll be learning in this lifetime and the characteristics, the skills you need to learn that will really stretch you and help you explore what you are truly capable of. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more. But these are two placements that are great to start off with because when you're new, it's just so much information. It can feel super overwhelming. So take a look at your Saturn placement, your North Node placements to get a bit of an understanding of where you will face challenges and the skills that you need to be learning in this lifetime to help you understand whether or not you're on the right path or not. And honestly, you're always on the right path. You are where you need to be in this moment in time. And for myself, I found astrology to really help me accept myself, to have more kindness for myself, as well as just feel okay with all the decisions that I have made and to be less critical of myself. Because I think oftentimes when you're thinking in your head, you can be very, very hard on yourself. And it can feel very isolating when you get into a negative thought loop, a negative spiral. You begin to think, oh, I'm the only one that's experiencing this. I'm the only one that's confused or needs the answers, and everyone else has it figured out. But really, we're all just trying to figure out our next step. So use astrology to help you along the way of wherever you are in your journey. That's why I made Saturn. That's why I made the free career astrology report to look the way it is. It's a couple paragraphs to share who you are so you really understand in a down to earth, practical way, like who you are and the type of people you need in your life, who you're drawn to, the types of jobs that are great for you, that will allow you to grow, and others that you may need to leave behind. Oftentimes, when we are feeling stuck in our career, we need to kind of revisit who we are and reassess our values and desires because we're constantly changing. But sometimes our external world doesn't reflect the changes of our internal world as quickly. So it's a beautiful way for you to understand, okay, so maybe I feel a little bit different. And so my job needs to reflect that as well. And when we do feel stuck, oftentimes we are doing things that are related to our south node, which is the opposite of our north node. Your north node is about life lessons, where you are moving in life. And the south node is karma. It's past lives, things you're really good at already. Not to say you won't use those south node skills, but less emphasis on them. So if you're finding that you're always going after the same jobs, they don't feel very fulfilling, it's because they most likely exude your South Node characteristics. As an example, my South Node is in Virgo, so operations, details, structure, systems, planning come really easily to me. But my North Node is in Pisces, and I am meant to be more ethereal, more dreamy, intuitive, psychic, artistic, musical, and allowing myself to tap into that part of myself that's more free, more flowy, and honestly more feminine, and tapping into the divine feminine. So feeling quite different from my South Node in Virgo, which is why I felt a big, what's the right word? Just resistance to kind of learning to be more Piscean. And know that your North Node, you could just be learning those life lessons, really incorporating some of those skills into your identity, to who you are. It doesn't always mean you'll pursue those jobs. I just happen to be pursuing a spiritual path, creating a spiritual business, but that's just me. Some other people with this placement, they may find that they need to have a depth in emotional understanding, harness their emotions, tap into their intuition, develop their psychic ability, be more artistically inclined, musically inclined, and kind of explore what it means to be an artist, to be a musician, to be creative, and to be a more dreamy, expansive person. So I hope this quick Career Astrology 101 episode is helpful. If you haven't downloaded your free Career Astrology report, I invite you to go to yoursaturn.com. If you've already gotten your free report, Take a look at what the paid report has to offer. It's an expansion of the free one. It's 15 plus pages, incredible career insights to help you figure out your next steps, from your strengths to the best ways to make money, the wounds in your life that are preventing you from moving forward, and the solution to how to move forward. I mean, there's just so much. And thank you to everyone that has purchased a report. It brings me so much joy to share more information about yourself so you can feel more at peace where you currently are, because we forget we're always in the right place. Things are happening for you, not to you. And just always move forward. Continue to take action to get the answers that you need, and trust in yourself. Believe in yourself, because you are on the right path.